Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Hello, hello.
Hi. I was not ready.
We're back.
And you said, "Are you ready?"
I always
said yes.
That
That
tell
was
you.
a lie.
Last week you were taking a sip of water when I looked at you, and there was just a pause. Anyway, we're back, and we're doing a shorter episode because we did. If you didn't hear it, listen to our pop-up Karen Reed episode that will have appeared before this one, and that's the other half hour. So there you go. I am Selene Castrovilla.
I'm Pascale.
And this is Life in Jest.
Sure is.
To talk about 2 things. The first thing, I was really interested in Bernie Sanders going to Coachella. I thought he did very well. Did you?
I didn't watch it.
I sent you the link. It was like 4
Yeah,
minutes.
no, I didn't. I kind of forgot. You know, it's funny that because I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
did you see any clips of it?
I did. I
Okay.
saw parts of it,
Yeah.
but
It was very short.
I love that man.
It's good. And the thing about it is they responded to him so well. So my question is, if they responded to him so well, how did Donald Trump get elected?
Oh, because I saw some statistic yesterday. I should have kept it. I should have saved it. A certain percentage voted for him. A certain percentage voted for her. And then there were the fucking weird third party dumbasses.
That much was worth that much?
No.
Oh.
A high percent was people who did not vote.
Right. So maybe that was a lot of Gen Zers. I'll bet it was.
Yeah, he didn't get the highest percentage out of.
Hmm.
I don't remember how the breakdown was, but their point was his was not the highest percent.
It had to be the highest percent of the percent.
No, not.
Oh, you mean so many? I think it was really because so many people
higher
didn't
than
vote.
her.
Yeah.
But I think it was lower than maybe the people did. I should, like I said, I should have saved it.
Well, that's a shame. And I like how they cheered him. They obviously were with him. Okay. Nobody booed him because you could see these people being all drunk and wanting to just hear music, so there is always that chance. You know what I'm saying? He came on with some guy that I'm not clear. I know that he said the guy was something in government, a representative or something, but I feel like the guy's also a singer, but I could be wrong. He came out with that guy.
Oh,
It seemed like the guy was there to perform, but he goes, you might not know this, but he's also a whatever he was, a representative or something.
You keep talking. I'm going to look that up because I want to know who it was.
Yeah. And then he introduced a singer that he said, besides her being an incredible performer, she's used her influence to work on women's rights and things like that. Now, but that was who he introduced. But the person who brought him out, he said he was a representative. And I could have sworn he was a performer too. You see who it was?
I'm looking.
So they were all cheering him and everything. And I couldn't help but thinking, God, if all these people voted, we might have had a different outcome. They were into it. They were not like, get off the stage, you want to hear music, because that happens. So
why
I
are they
thought he did
telling
really
me who
well.
he was with? They told me the performer.
Right. That's I don't know if you'll see it. It's just like he came out with the person. His thing didn't say it either.
Well, I really want to know who it was. I want to play this video, but it's going to interfere
you can't
with the.
Do not do that now. Well, it's on his Bernie thing. He comes out and he says the guy's standing there with him, and he says something. And
oh yeah, here's the guy. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who he is.
But who are the people behind him?
There were people.
Who are these people?
I didn't see anybody behind. There were just people on stage, I think. I really don't know that much about it, but I all I know is I was really impressed. And now you told me that he was involved with AOC. I've not been paying attention to this at all.
They're on a tour called I always say this word wrong, and I'm going to say
Oligarchy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, they're on that tour.
Yeah,
but
it's his tour, but she keeps joining.
No, they're together.
No,
they do everyone together.
When I look it up, it says it's his tour with special guest her. Yeah,
because she's in everyone.
Well,
but they're only doing it in red areas.
Oh well, they said they were going to do it everywhere, but they need more money. I think I don't know.
It's so far from what I
They were in
read.
California once.
Yeah, no, not the whole state is red, but specific parts.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess that's the
Well,
people they want to focus
honestly,
on.
why would we need? We already know what they're going to say. Honestly, in theory, I was like, oh, let me go see, and then I'm like, I don't know if I want to sit through
I
this.
have to say,
Because I already it's like listening to the State of the Union when Biden did it. Like I agreed with everything, but I didn't really. What do I need to hear about what I already agree with?
I think if it was here, I'd go.
Well, I was going to say let's go if he was coming, but then I'm like, maybe we dodged a bullet.
But they're not. I have to say, I
because
didn't know much about her.
She's a representative, and he's a senator.
Yeah, I've been paying more attention to her lately, and I like her.
She seems like she's grown.
She's
never
matured. Liked her, but
she used to be a little like too like the teenager that won't stop. It's not that they're wrong, but they need to shut up.
I think she was very fired up.
Yeah. And she also had a lot against her, so I do understand that. But she was just like she didn't really obey the nuances, And I
think she's learned though.
I will have to take a better look at her because I, of course, support her, but I do not really know the nuances.
Well, I started following them both on.
You
Instagram.
said I was so interested that you did that.
Yeah, I forget. Some post came up, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I like what they're saying.
I could follow them, but I'll never actually see them because I don't actually look at anything on Instagram.
Oh, I get so sucked in at those fucking cat videos.
That happens to me on TikTok.
Oh,
there is a whole universe of animal videos on TikTok. They're so cute.
Yeah, I'm not falling for the TikTok.
They're selling the T-shirts there, or the cats and everybody.
Yeah.
A dead cat died. A cat died, and now they have a memorial T-shirt.
Yes. I have to. I don't even know how many cats I follow on Instagram.
It's a lot of cats, yeah.
I am obsessed with these cats. I don't know why I find it so cute when cats are dressed up or cats tell stories.
I don't like that. I want silent cats. I don't want cat.
I want a cat that talks to me.
I think I'm going to do a thing with my dog with the silence of the dog.
Oh, I just love this shit. Also, I don't remember what this person is called. But I find this fucking hilarious. I don't know why, because I'm like a 5-year-old. There's this guy who makes these videos of Trump and the gang, but they're marshmallows.
Trump and the gang?
JD Vance, Elon Musk.
Does he have a group?
Just everything that happens in the news, he reenacts it with these marshmallows. It's really funny. But at the end of every one,
they're marshmallows?
Well, it's not, yes.
Did they get stepped on in the end?
No.
Did they get burned in the fire?
No, but one of them he did toast because the person was like...
I like that.
At the end, most of the time, I saw once it was a little penguin that did this, but mostly it's supposed to be Elon Musk's little boy.
Oh.
And he comes over.
What a terrible name, that poor child.
He always leans over. It's mostly to Trump. And he whispers these really fucked up things.
Oh, because that's what he did. Yeah.
Hilarious.
That is funny. That is funny.
And the end is always so great. But the other day it was penguins because, that whole penguin thing.
No, I missed that. I heard there was something about penguins. But
So at the end, this penguin comes up. I forget what they said.
Is it because the glaciers are melting?
Oh, I don't even remember what happened. But it's just they say the most mean things.
That's
and
cute.
They whisper it.
How do we know what he said then?
Oh, no, you can hear it, but it's whispered he goes up. I wiped boogers on your desk.
Okay.
Like stuff like that. I don't know why, but I find it so
Well, that is good. That sounds amusing.
Yeah, and the Trump marshmallow. Like it has
is it orange?
Little hair. Yeah, it's just painted orange in the middle.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. I wish I could remember the guy's name. Yes, this is what I watch.
I would watch that, but I don't know how to find. Like I will say, like for some reason I don't know why I go on TikTok all the time.
Yeah, I'm only sticking with Instagram.
TikTok, you don't stop.
Remember that?
You do. No one else remembers it.
Bad.
It was awful, but I say to people that I'm like, don't you know? When you hear TikTok, don't that go in your head? TikTok, you don't stop. I mean,
I think that's just us.
I don't know how it could be just us.
I don't know.
Because all the horrible songs in the world stick in your mind.
I believe it was I Want to Sex You Up.
That's how the song went. Yeah.
Ooh.
I go on TikTok and they seem to like me somewhat. Sometimes we have a disagreement.
Oh.
But they mostly, but the question is, are they watching the video? They could watch the video I put up, but are they watching the podcast or, listening to the podcast? I don't know either.
No, we got really off topic. This is why we didn't go over in the last show.
Right. Okay. Wow, that was a large conversation about the marshmallow.
It
people.
was 10
Okay.
minutes.
All right. Well, it's okay because I don't think we want to say that much more about Bernie. It's interesting how Bernie's like older than Biden, isn't he? Yeah, he's like 83.
Yeah, I think so.
And he's older than Trump and everything. And this guy's got such spunk, and it's a shame that we never elected him.
He's got spunk, and he seems to make the most sense out of them.
He does, but I think what threw him last time was we kept saying the this percent of that percent and this percent of,
Yeah.
It was boring.
I guess.
I mean, I like him, but I think he's made it simpler.
Yes.
You know,
I think so too. And I know people don't like Joe Biden, but I like him.
Well, I don't think he was.
I'm not sure he was. He needed to be the president.
He was a compromise, you know, and
yeah.
he was a surer bet than other people.
Yes, I mean, but I find him to be a likable person.
Yes, I really enjoyed his interview with Howard.
Yes,
he's clearly a very caring human being, but. Maybe he has that problem where he was caring so much that it was hard to get everything done because he was so into so much.
But we also needed somebody who was going to.
I don't have a problem with him at all. Not at all. But the problem is they just assume that Trump would never come back.
Yeah.
And maybe it is quite shocking how he came back with such, but with such fury,
The revenge tour. That's what they were calling it.
Well, right. But seeing the signs, really, they should have become better prepared. And I saw it in some headline, Waltz says 3 mistakes the Democrats made in the last election. And I was like, yeah, her. Because nothing against her, but a woman cannot win. I don't know if ever, but certainly not right now, right? And a black woman, forget it.
I know, but what does that say about our country?
And him, and he was just like, Grandpa got run over by a reindeer.
I know. He's not a sweet guy.
He's young. He's not even old, but he looks so old. What are they eating in that state?
I don't know.
He was ashen. He looked like he was going to have a freaking stroke at any second.
He seemed like a good guy.
No, he didn't. I mean, it didn't sound horrible, but I did not relate to him at all. They were like, he hunts, he does this. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, he's not my kind of guy, but he seemed like an okay guy.
I think the guy from Arizona would have been better. He's married to that woman that got shot.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
Well, you know who I want.
Don't say the guy from Pennsylvania.
What guy from Pennsylvania?
The governor.
No.
I guess you're not saying it. Oh, you want the guy from California?
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, him? No way.
I know. No, they're never going to elect him.
I'm not saying never. I like him. I love him. I think he's a great guy.
I do.
But this is not the time for anything.
No, I agree. But
he's
personally,
cool. He's chill.
On a personal level,
I like him.
I really love him.
I like him. He's a nice guy.
Yes.
He sounds like he'd be fun. Okay.
Yes.
So now we're on track if we just go to the next subject. I want to talk about P. Diddy. Okay. Because his trial's coming up. Are we calling him P. Diddy now? He says his name is Love. The last name that he put out was Love. He's
a silly man. I mean, he's awful.
It's more than silly.
He's a ridiculous man.
Well, first of all, he tried to get the trial delayed, and they think it's because he felt that astrology was not on his side right now. He said it was going to be. He had an uneasy feeling about the planets, the way they were aligned. Can you imagine?
Because he's crazy.
So I started researching him.
Yeah,
I listened to a documentary of him yesterday, and wow, there's a lot about him. First of all, he did have a really but he did have a really sad childhood. I mean, his father was a drug dealer, and he got arrested, and then suddenly he got out. So everybody knew he became an informant. They did not do it with any finesse. They should have put him in witness protection.
Yeah.
But so he got murdered because they knew because all of a sudden everybody else started getting arrested.
Right.
I mean, hello? Obviously the feds, I guess it's the feds, whoever was doing this, didn't care. We've heard about this before. They make promises to protect them and then they don't.
Oh, yeah. No.
But remember the same guy with the scores?
I remember.
But so it is sad because he died when Sean was 2. And there was a little sister too. So the mother really tried. She said she didn't want him to get involved in that life. And so she moved them to the place she could afford, is it called not Mount Vernon, like George Washington, Mount something that's right above the city. And it's still got a lot of crime, but not like they were living by the South Bronx and all that. But apparently she had to work a lot. And sometimes she had to leave him in South Bronx with her sister. And he said he woke up one day with 15 roaches on his face. Now, I just want to know, did he really count those roaches?
That's right.
How did he count the roaches? Did he really like capture them all and like, I'm going to count you bitches?
I have to say, if I had any roaches on my face,
You just go, ah!
right.
And then you would never count them. Why 15? I don't know. And he said that he vowed that he was never going to live that life. But people said that he said that much later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They made like a meme of it and stuff, but it was one of those things, which would be powerful, except they think he made it all up. I'm sure it was horrible there. Don't get me wrong. South Bronx, everybody knows, especially back then, horrible. One of the worst places you could live. So dangerous. People getting killed left and right. All the drug deals you're involved in. It's horrible. But on the other hand, his mother then, during the same time period with the roaches, got him into an exclusive private school. So I'm not sure what's going on, but he got a scholarship. I'm not saying it's weird to have the story of the roaches juxtaposed against the private school, but the private school didn't work out well either. They were Catholic, and he was an altar boy, and the guy that ran the school was arrested for molesting boys.
Shocking.
But somehow he got off because nobody wanted to talk, right? They didn't want to turn against their religion. And guess what? That guy, this is a side note, but the guy went to run another school. Yeah. Can you believe that? They know what he's doing. I know you hear about this all the time, but it's just like, wow. But who are the parents that, like, I would leave the religion probably. If they were doing that, I would leave the religion. But anyway, he might have been molested. And that does explain, there's a lot of stories about him, which he hates, about his sexuality, that he's been with men. Like one guy that sued him said, he didn't sue them specifically for this, but this is one of the stories, that he tried to coerce him to have sex with another man. He said, this is what we all do in the music industry. This guy testified to in his court documents. That's one of the stories. Yeah. And Wendy Williams, randomly I listened to a story about Wendy Williams. She said that he got her fired from a radio station. It was after she questioned his sexuality. Oh. Why did she do that? I don't know. I don't think it's a very nice thing to do, but
because I don't think Wendy Williams has any kind of filter. I
guess
she
not.
Just says exactly what she's thinking.
I don't think that's nice. If he does things that are horrible, that's one thing. But why don't you just leave him alone about that?
Yeah, no.
But I do think that might be because he was molested. So horrible things happen to him, and horrible things happen to a lot of people, and they don't do the bad things that he did. But I just want to say that it did humanize him more than I thought he would be humanized to me right off the bat. So he was great at producing. Like, he got a job as an intern at whatever that record company is, very famous. Not, he did Bad Boy, but before that he was at this other one, very famous.
Def Jam?
I don't think so. But he used to pick up Mary J. Blige and chauffeur her. And then one day, a producer was supposed to come in and mix something, and they weren't there, so he recorded it and did it, and it sold 2 million albums. So all of a sudden, he went from intern to like huge executive. And they said it was brilliant. I mean, he was like 21 or something. So he was very good at that, brilliant at that. But then he brought in Biggie.
Yeah.
And Biggie was a drug dealer. And Biggie almost went to jail while they were doing the thing. But the company didn't want Biggie. They were like, this guy's dark. We do fun.
I know, but...
Well, this Puffy was right. This guy was good. And that's when he started. He got fired. I'm not sure. It's conflicting reasons why he got fired. Now, before that, a horrible thing happened. It's not his fault, but something he did afterwards was very. They were having a big concert to fight AIDS with famous people. So all these people were waiting at the door, and they stormed in, but they went the wrong way and wound up in a dead end. And because they couldn't get all in, the people coming from behind, I guess, didn't realize you couldn't go anywhere. And 9 people got trampled to death.
Oh my God.
Kids, like young, like teenage, into early 20s.
Sad.
Awful. So, no, it's not his fault. I mean, if it was at a college in Manhattan, the college should have had security there. You can't blame him for that. But he said you know how some people just make it sound like they take too much, like this, oh my God, it destroyed my life. I almost killed myself. I couldn't take it. That, which sounded very over the top to people. That's not the thing he did that was bad. He claimed that he was alone in the gym with those bodies, and he was trying to resuscitate them. And everybody said it was full of shit. Right. And so the fact that he was trying to make himself look good at the expense of dead people, that's what everybody really had a hard time with.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Of course they would have a hard time with that.
So that happened. I don't think that's why he got fired. I think it was confusing, but the thing with what's his name again? Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got Biggie. he started his own company. Biggie got huge. Like
Yeah,
Biggie's thing was he was a runaway.
Oh, yeah.
He was like rapper of the year and this and that. But it really is dark. I mean, he was talking about being a drug dealer in the thing.
I know, but that was his life.
Right. It reminds me of that guy that was in prison, that Howard likes. That guy.
Prison.
Yeah, the guy that's popular now. Jiggles.
Jelly roll. Jiggles.
He's like that, right? Isn't he? Wasn't he in jail?
I'm gonna forever think about him as Jiggles.
I mean, he looks like a Jiggles to me. I think it's better than Jelly Roll. I mean, that wasn't the guy in jail? Doesn't he talk about that?
Oh, Jelly Roll?
Yeah, he was in jail.
I did not listen.
But it's not even just listening. Everybody knows the guy's been in jail. That's his thing.
Not
that's
everybody. I did.
That's his stick. That's his stick.
Yeah.
So anyway, Biggie he's ripping off Biggie, I guess. I don't know.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
It's the more lighthearted Biggie, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so here's where it gets messed up. Okay, so Tupac got killed, and then Biggie got killed. Most people think, did you know this? Most people think that Diddy is responsible for both those murders.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I was shocked. No, I never heard anybody say that. They said he had Tupac killed because he was the biggest threat to Biggie, like, the best, right? And then, some people say that people got revenge on Biggie because they think he killed Tupac or something, but that's not true. Okay. As far as I don't know any of this. Okay. This is all.
Like, how did she know that?
Well, it sounds like this is the biggest, like, non-secret but now people are talking about it. Apparently Biggie was going to leave Sean because he took 50% of all his people's royalties. This is excessive. And they signed away their lives like that, like Cassie, the one that with all the, the legal stuff. They have to sign all their rights of everything away. And not only was he taking 50%, but he purposely never released anything else of hers because then he was holding her.
I don't even know who that is.
Cassie's the one that he beat her up in the hotel. They have a video. It's a very violent video of him dragging her from an elevator back into the hotel. I'm not laughing at what happened. I'm laughing that he was wearing a little white towel and slippers, really? And he came out and he beat the shit out of her.
Oh my God.
And I don't know how that towel didn't fall. He looked like a complete asshole, but then he managed to like totally dominate this poor woman. It was a horrible video.
Wow.
Horrible. And that's like proof. That's one of the things they have against him. And then she started saying how she was trafficked and this and that, but because first she sued and they settled, but now I guess they questioned her. That's one of the things that one of the things under arrest for. But she's, by the way, gorgeous woman, like gorgeous, like one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And he said he had her contract and he purposely didn't, because he wanted to hold her in his clutches. And so he wasn't giving her any more power by not letting her music be released. You see?
Yeah.
So her career was just like destroyed. So then she had nothing but him. He's crazy.
Terrible.
But it's worse what he did to Biggie. Okay. Because they said Biggie was going to leave. I guess he was big enough that it often is that men have ways out that women don't for whatever reason. And this is all just in my, I don't know. But at the time, Biggie was going to leave and he didn't tell Sean, but Sean found out and he had him killed. And that's why he had him killed. And then he released the thing posthumously. And it was so big. He would have been big anyway, but it was so big because he was dead. What's bigger than somebody dead than music coming out,
No, that's terrible.
So, So, and they said Sean and Biggie left in identical SUVs the night of the thing. And nobody knew. Nobody was supposed to know who was in either one. Why did Biggie get shot? Because Sean sent somebody to kill.
It's not shocking. I told you before this episode we were talking, and I said, I don't understand how people were okay with him or Trump. Like, did we not know way back
I didn't
that
know
these
about all
two
this.
were douchebags? That dog is
Ooh,
losing
hold
his
on.
shit.
I gotta do this.
He is barking. I guess he wants to go outside. Poor baby. Oh, he's so cute. I wish you guys could see this dog. He's adorable. He's like a big black dog. And he's very sweet. He's a big mush.
He took out a little stuffed animal that I never let him take it out because he leaves them out in the rain and everything. But he knew he caught me in a moment. I wasn't going to fight back. And he took the stuffed animal out with him. Okay, so they said he killed him, and it never occurred to me. I mean, I've never heard that before.
I've never heard it, but I don't think it's that off.
But then he acted all heartbroken and everything, and then he changed his name again because Biggie called me that, P. Diddy, I think. And but imagine being so heartless to have somebody killed and then profit off everything and act like you're all grief stricken, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, people do that.
Oh,
people are horrible.
He is horrible. So then he was supposed to be grieving, but he released his album, his debut, right? And it was off. It did very well because he took tracks from Biggie and other people. Everybody's like, yeah, the music with the other people are great because the other people are great, but he is awful. Everybody said he was like the worst rapper ever, right? I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either. But then again,
is terrible. All his albums suck, but they did really well because he always had collaborators.
Yeah. I have to say, I had very little interest in this man. I just thought he was a dick. I
find it I don't know why, but I'm just interested in all these things that I didn't know was going on. I just thought that he was a good rapper. Like, what do I know? You know, like it's interesting.
I have never heard that he's a good rapper, ever.
Really? Well, then why were people listening to him? I guess because of the other people. They said that they don't think he wrote it at all or anything, but so he's a poser with the singer, but he was a very good producer. Okay. But then he had this new guy, Shine, and Shine was a messenger boy. He came here from Belize, and then Sean heard him at something, and he saw right away that he was good, so he signed him. But then, did you ever hear about the time when he was in the nightclub with the shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is what really happened. He and Shine and the bodyguard were in the nightclub, and they all pulled out guns. But all the witnesses said that they were shot by Sean. He shot them. They saw it. Okay. But he hired a lawyer, one lawyer for him and his bodyguard, and a different lawyer for Shine. And Shine went down for the whole thing. And he served 9 years.
Yeah.
In a maximum prison, and he didn't shoot anybody. Everybody said it was Sean.
Yeah, but he's rich and famous. There's no way he's going down for that.
But why didn't they just get the other? I guess someone had to go down, right?
Yeah,
because some people were shot. Yeah,
of course.
Surprised they didn't do the bodyguard.
Celebrities do this crazy shit and get away with it for a long time.
He probably didn't pin the bodyguard because the bodyguard knew about the bodies elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, Biggie and all that.
Of course.
Yeah. Wow. But so Shine now got out of prison and is a government official in Belize.
Oh, good for him.
And he said he was trying to get what's his name to give money toward reform in Belize. But he goes, but let's not forget this guy ruined my life. Like, so
yeah, really.
I think you're gonna get money. But everybody's pretty much saying it's karma what's happened to him now.
Yeah,
but
it's like any of these big celebrities, they go unchecked for years and years.
Because people are either terrified or on the money train.
Yeah.
You know, that's why.
I mean, look at these people. Look at Bill Cosby. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
well, he's out of jail again.
I know, but all these years, like you never heard this shit about him. You know,
I don't know.
OJ beating his wife. Like, did you ever hear that before that happened?
No,
but he did.
I know. Well, what Puffy was doing was pretty crazy. Like, it's in these parties, the things he was doing at these parties all this time. How did everybody keep so quiet about it?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I was pretty shocked by all these things I learned about him. I guess just because it's amazing what people get away with, and you know, but the people knew, and everybody said, like, what's the name? That DJ Wendy Williams, like, yeah, he's going away. He's going down forever, and he deserves it. You know, everybody. That's basically the common comment. Yeah. His mother, of course, like, you know, he didn't get his day in court yet. Da, da, da. I can't imagine what he's going to say in court.
I mean, really?
I found it really fascinating, all this stuff about him that, to me, he was just, I thought he was crazy with the name changes. Oh, and I did some research about the name changes. Sean Combs, known as Puff Daddy, has changed his name several times over the years, most recently to Love. He explained that Diddy is a
silly
nickname
bitch.
of all people. All people. He explained that Diddy is a nickname while Love is his real name. He also had a tattoo of love on his body to emphasize his commitment to the new name. You need a tattoo every time you're going to emphasize something.
Dick.
Sure. He initially changed his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy. He also went by Puffy. He later clarified that Diddy is a nickname and Love is his official legal name. You know what he did? He sent out a picture of his license proving that Love is his middle name. It's on the license, like we care. So this is kind of interesting. He was given the name Puff as a child because he would huff and puff when he was angry. That's a cute detail. But honestly, that sounds like him now. Then he was credited as Puffy in the early 90s, but he was also being credited as Puff Daddy on certain albums. By his own official timeline posted to Instagram in May 2021, you have to have a timeline of your name. That's when you know you're fucking crazy. He considers 1995 the Puffy era and 1996 the beginning of the Puff Daddy era. After releasing 1997's No Way Out and 1999's Forever as Puff Daddy, it was time for something different, of course. No more Puff Daddy. The first week in June, we're going to have a name change ceremony, he told MTV in March. I'm not doing it as serious as Prince, but I just want something fresh. I'm rocking with P. Diddy now. My man Biggie gave me that name. After becoming P. Diddy, the performer noticed fans weren't chanting his name in unison, so he wanted to make their lives easier. This is the funniest. I felt the P was getting in between me and my fans. He explained on the Today Show. We had to simplify it. It was, doing concerts and half the crowd saying P. Diddy, half the crowd chanting Diddy. Now everyone can just chant Diddy. This is important,
Once again, how did we not all agree that this man was a douche?
I did think there was something weird about his changing his name, and I also thought P. Diddy was a doofy name. I didn't like it.
All of it is. If you look at him, like, he looks wrong. Like,
he does look wrong.
Yeah. He just looks like there's something
cold.
wrong with him.
He's a cold man. Then in 2021, when he was 51, he announced that he is no longer Sean John Combs because he legally changed his name to Sean Love Combs. Wouldn't that mess with all his clothes that he sells? Sean John?
Doesn't it sound like Sean loves combs?
He probably does. The New York native shared an image of his Florida driver's license with the name, as well as what appears to be legal paperwork for the switch. I love how he has to document it. He has to prove it. Like, we give it. Like, why does he feel the need? That's desperate need for love.
Because he's a maniac.
That's just weird.
That is somebody who is so ridiculously self-involved.
It sounds like something Trump would do. Look what I just got in the mail today. It's official. Welcome to the love era. That's what he called it, the love era. In a separate post, he shared the court order declaring his name change. I'm going to need all ya to take me seriously on this one, he wrote with the hashtag the love era. He added that his past names are going out the window. I will not be answering to Puffy, Diddy, Puff Daddy, or any of my other monikers, but Love or Brother Love, he said. Can you imagine?
No.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
What a silly man.
Some people say that the name changes were for legal reasons because he was in trouble. Like one happened with that Shine thing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to lawsuits, perhaps it maybe confuses people. You didn't serve me with the right name.
I mean, so we both looked up quotes from this guy.
And we found very similar quotes.
And they were all like, he was Kanye before Kanye. He was Kanye crazy before Kanye.
It's true. And we wound up, we were talking about how crazy his quotes are. And I was like, you said, what about the one? I said, wait a minute. We have the same quotes.
So crazy. I mean, how can you not pick that? He's a nut. So I have my little grandma story.
Oh, go ahead.
It's very short.
Yeah.
When my grandmother was alive, so I had a little Haitian grandmother. English was clearly her second language. And for some odd reason, she would always ask me whenever I saw her, Pascale, do you know Puff Daddy? And I was like, yes. Why do you know him? And just that she said Puff.
That's so cute.
I was like, what? Why him? Of all people.
She must have heard something about him.
I know.
Where did she go out? Like, did she talk to people?
She did. But
someone must have mentioned
but she asked me numerous times.
She got hooked on the Poof.
I was like, why?
I like Poof Daddy better.
Poof Daddy.
That's cute.
I was like, what? okay.
Aw, that's sweet.
My grandmother was a damn adorable woman.
Aw,
Yes.
that's very
She was
cute.
the best.
I like that. My mother was a substitute teacher in Far Rockaway, places like that. And she came home one day, I was a teenager. She goes, Selene, do you know the Fat Boys? So she heard about it from them. I was wondering if your grandmother was exposed to anybody.
Yeah, you never know who's going to come on their radar.
My mother was an opera singer. This I didn't expect.
But she heard about the Fat Boys.
But if I said I like the Fat Boys, she would be against them.
Fat Boys. Who's that?
She did not like my rock and roll, but the Fat Boys were okay.
Yeah, but I have to admit, like lately, I'm like, oh my God, I'm one of those people. I'm like, music today is terrible, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? But I really feel like it's terrible.
It's because you're not listening to Casey Musgraves.
I
don't know her name from Howard.
I couldn't pick her out of the lineup.
She tweeted out, did you hear what she tweeted out?
No.
She tweeted out, is it possible to die of horniness? Asking for a friend.
Really?
She tweeted that. And of course, Howard was all about that.
Of course he was.
Kept him sidetracked for a while. Yeah. It's a shame.
Silly.
It's a shame how men just never outgrow that stuff.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, let's do the quotes. Oh, I have two Bernie ones.
Oh, I have.
You have Bernie?
No, I have to admit, I found his quotes to be pretty boring.
I found two that were okay. They are, well, they're not P. Diddy.
So,
well, I have two. One, he says, for many, the American dream has become a nightmare.
oh yeah, I read that one.
You didn't like it?
No, it was all right.
Well, I know it's not, all that jazz. And then the other one is, I found this, I kind of knew it, but 1 in 4 corporations doesn't pay any taxes. Now, if that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what will.
I know.
God.
Uh-oh. Me?
Do you want me to, well, you want to start with the?
I did an AOC quote.
Okay. Down
I
with the
figured
AOC.
she's-
And you know me.
I mean, and it's pretty, this is how everybody in the government should think. But obviously they don't. I believe that every American should have stable, dignified housing, health care, education, that the most very basic needs to sustain modern life should be guaranteed in a moral society. I'm like,
Yeah.
why isn't that something everybody thinks?
Well, it certainly should be in we're supposed to be the greatest democracy, but we're not acting like it.
Right.
Yeah.
I just, these are...
And the fact that the 1 in 4 corporations doesn't pay taxes and they have all that money. I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I just, why don't we all think it is so basic?
On the same token, though, I have to say, when you started reading I Believe, I started hearing the song, I believe the children are our future.
Oh, R.I.P. Whitney.
I do love Whitney. I didn't love that song, but she has an amazing voice.
She did, but I didn't. It's like
Song
a
is
lot
stupid,
of
yeah.
people, I don't like their songs,
No.
but I understand
I
that
do
they
love
have a great voice.
I do love that song that she sang at the end of The Bodyguard. I will always love you.
Never seen that movie, and I
You
don't
know,
care
I
for that
always
song.
you must know the song.
Yeah, I do. I don't like
I
it.
love that song. This is the stupid end of her movie. I love it. Dolly Parton wrote that song. Did you know
No
that?
interest in it. I did not know that.
She wrote that, and if you hear her sing it, you will not be moved. I don't think it's mean to say. I don't like country music. She doesn't have the long,
but I do like
and
Dolly.
no, she goes, and I will always love you.
I have heard that actually.
It's a completely different song.
And once again, so I want to put this out there so these people know, because I want this to happen. You had asked me months ago to write down
songs?
my least
We'll do
favorite
it.
songs.
We'll
songs
get there.
that I hate.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I am very interested in that topic. And I
We
have
will do
had
it.
my list.
I'm sorry.
I don't ask for much on this podcast,
Don't
but I'm
ask
asking for that.
much, only one touch, which is gross. Okay.
What song is that?
But you know it don't come easy. It's Ringo Starr, I think.
Oh, yes, it is. And while I
Have to
wouldn't
pay
put
your
that-
blues
yeah,
if you want to sing.
I wouldn't put that on my list, but it's teetering.
You said I don't ask for much. I started singing the song.
Oh, I know.
This is in my side of my head. Anytime someone says anything, pretty much something plays in my head.
Me too.
The
The dog just
All
made
right.
the
Well,
funniest
let's
noise.
finish these.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You want to do a Sean?
No, go ahead.
All right.
We picked the same stuff, so
Okay.
equally as ridiculous
Oh
as
my-
the last.
Well, this is really ironic. He said, one of my weaknesses is that I actually have a conscience.
Okay.
He thinks that if someone says that's a weakness, that means they don't have a conscience.
Yes.
Then he said,
This
"This
is
is
my
the one
favorite
we both came across."
I was like, really?
We were like, "I feel safe in white because deep down inside, I'm an angel."
Like, even if he wasn't this monster,
I know
it's
just
such
crazy.
a stupid thing to
Yeah.
say.
It really is. He said, "If I change my name again, y'all can have me certified as crazy, all right?"
All right.
And then he said, "It's okay to be crazy, but don't be insane."
I think that's my favorite one. I'm changing my mind.
Do you have anything else on him or no? I think
No,
that's
we
a lot.
picked
Yeah.
the same things.
I think that says it all. I don't know, but so I was going to go over his charges, but everybody knows that stuff.
Everybody knows.
Do a
We all
recap.
know he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
He's a bad man.
I'll just say, Sean Combs, it looks like karma really has come for him.
Yeah. Innocent until proven guilty. But I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, he'll have his trial, but I mean, these charges are pretty.
this seems like an evil man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, goodbye for now. Adieu.
Bye. Oh, good day. Sorry.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets, with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.